Are you coming back to school with me? We could have done it all so easily.
Hi, my name is Craig Thompson-Wood. I'm your host on Teaching with Board Games. Just about to start off the round 10 now of the Duel of Ages campaign, which I've been putting out. So if you're just coming to this as the first video, then just note that this is turn 10, so you might want to go back and watch the other ones first, or if you've missed anything in between, this is going to be turn 10 starting. But before I get into turn 10, there's a couple things. There's a mistake I made last time. A mistake is an omission, something I forgot to do, which could be important. And the second thing is just want to talk about, now that we're coming so close to the end of the game, we're into the last quarter of the game, because there's 12 turns to the game, and including this one, there's 3 more turns, so literally the last quarter of the game. I want to talk about the victory conditions and make sure that if you're not familiar with the game, you know what are the conditions here for victory and how are the teams doing. It's also going to help me to know what I need to do, because I'm playing both sides, to see what can I do to help the team that's not winning to maybe perhaps do better. What do they need to focus on? Because if I was playing against an opponent, I would be certainly examining these conditions and thinking, what do I need to do in order to win right now? So what we're looking at right now is there's going to be 7 conditions to victory. There's going to be 7 things to consider, and the best 4 will be the winner. So the first thing to consider is Lith, and who has Lith's favor. And right now, the black team, don't try and cheat here, black team has been showering Lith with presents. They gave her a water tattoo and some fairies, and so Lith loves them right now. So they've got Lith's favor, and that's 1 point out of 7. The second thing to consider is the bases. How damaged is your base? And right now, neither base is damaged, but Winter Creek and Greymead have scared away the people who are trying to break in, and so their base is safe. And Kit Carson's is trying to break into the black base and do some damage there. So the more damaged base, whoever's base is less damaged gets the point. So right now it's looking like it's going to lean to Team White on that one. And then the next one is combat. You get so many points for killing your opponents, but more points for putting them in prison. Now, nobody's been putting anybody in prison. So right now, in terms of combat, and then there's also points for how many of your people are wounded but not dead. So right now, it's a pretty even fight, even though that the Team Black has killed 2 members of Team White. Team White has killed 1 member of Team Black. Team Black is quite wounded. Most of their players are wounded in some way. And there's also going to be bonus points for the team with more. So it could go either way really right now, because also with this round, I know that Winter Creek is looking to maybe take out Krator once and for all. But I mean, then again, Amanda Pierce is attacking pretty fiercely on Marissa of Raven here, and there's just a lot of fighting going on down here right now, so that could be anybody's game. And General James Gavin is going to jump on Misty Corona, and there's a lot going on, so that really could go either way right now. So that no telling with that. And then the final way, so 1 is Lith, 2 is the bases, 3 is combat, 4 is 1, 2, 3, and 4. Each of the labyrinths is their own separate achievement. Now this one's bumped. I moved these things around to I had to get the gray mat out from underneath, so I'll check back again where this token was, because it was off here and here, so it's probably somewhere on this thing here. But the Team Black is really dominating here. It doesn't matter what positions they're in, it just matters the number of tokens that are on each map. So right now Team White has 1 token and Team Black has 1, 2, 3. So they're really dominating this whole labyrinth side here, and so Team White knows that they're going to do anything. They need to get back here. The problem is right now they're up there, and so they need to maybe start coming back here, because they could win the base challenge, they could win the fight challenge, but that's only going to be 2. challenges. They really need to get back here somehow quickly and start putting some more tokens back into these bases. Otherwise, they are going to be in trouble. So with that in mind, let's get on to turn 10. Now, I'd mentioned that I'd made a mistake, or as I said, an omission in one case, and that could have maybe have some very serious consequences here for the way things had played out. So when Amanda Pierce had run over and attacked Marissa of Ravenna, remember, Marissa of Ravenna can never be hurt while she still has henchmen, or in this case, hench ladies, with her. In the ensuing combat, Amanda Pierce did kill the promising midshipman. But what I realized is the promising midshipman never fired her rifle as an op-fire shot. And she has one op-fire shot available to her. So I'm just going to quickly do that shot now to see if it would have made any difference. Because, I mean, Amanda Pierce is down to 3 wounds. She only has 2 more wounds left, and the gun does 2 damage. I mean, with a hit, she could very conceivably have changed that whole outcome. She could be alive, and Amanda Pierce could be the one who was removed. So let's see what happens here. So with her assault rifle, she has a point skill of 4, and Amanda Pierce has a stealth of 5. So defender is better by 2, and it says defender better by 2 is a miss. So everything played out as it did. This is what happens when you try and time travel. Nothing changes. All right, so Amanda Pierce did kill the promising midshipman, and nothing else has changed. So on we go now to turn 10 proper. So there are no free actions happening in this phase. Nobody's firing either. The Elven Archer cannot fire because Amanda Pierce is in her square. The rules say that even you cannot fire if there's somebody in your hex, even if the person you're firing at is the one who's in your hex. So it's just going to go, and Kit Carson has nobody to shoot at, General Gavin, and everybody else is in domes or has no opportunity to shoot. So we're just going to go straight on to the movement phase. Marissa of Ravenna is going to run the gauntlet here with the archer, and they're going to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I just recounted that because I knew where she should be ending up. So she's just making into the lobby, if you will, of the future dome here. She's not able to, the labyrinth, she's not able to make it right into the spot to challenge the labyrinth. And then Kit Carson is staying there because he's going to challenge that base, try and get in and start busting some stuff up, get some points for the team. General Gavin, he is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, jump onto Misty Crony here, try and stop her from getting the, Misty's at 3 wounds, stop her from getting those things left behind by Zoe Burrows. And then who else is moving here? Oh, Paragonia is leaving the Panther behind. She's the best chance to stop Amanda Pierce. And Winter Creek and Greymead. So going through the woods is cost 0, so that's 0, 1, 2, 3. So, and they have 4 movement now, a whole 4 movement with the bonding. Greymead is a little bit faster, so Greymead is riding on there. And that's it. So we're going to go into some op fire. The only op fire, we're going to have 2 op fire shots. One, we're going to have an op fire shot from Jerry at the ladies as they run by. And then we're going to have an op fire shot from here where Misty Corona is going to throw a potato masher at General Gavin. So first we'll do Misty Corona shot at General Gavin. So Misty Corona is throwing. She has a throw score of 5. General Gavin has a stealth of 6. So stealth of 6 means it's defender better by 1. Whoops. And with defender better by 1, it is a miss. So Missy has missed her shot. And now it's Jerry. Jerry reveals that he has the Thompson machine gun. So he's revealing that and taking his shot. Now, he could shoot multiple times, but the thing is he can only shoot once at each target, and he's not allowed to shoot Marissa while the archer is still up. So he's just going to try and shoot the archer. So let's pull up the archer here. So we have Jerry has a range attack of 4, versus the archer's stealth of 9. Defender better by 5. Not a good chance, but Jerry's just happy to get a chance to shoot. Is a miss, not surprisingly. So they've made it safely to that location. And that's going to be it for the op-fire shots. So we go on to the melee. So for melee, there's 2 melees happening. There is General Gavin versus Kit Carson, and there is Amanda Pierce versus Paragonia. Oh, actually there's 3, and there's also Winter Creek and Greymead versus Krator. So we'll go in order of respect. So General Gavin goes first. Let's fight down here. Pull up my combatants. So we have General Gavin versus Misty Corona. Misty Corona is getting the first attack because she has a wits of 5 to his wits of 4. So her attack is only 3. His defense is 5, so defender's better by 2. Defender better by 2 is a hit. So let's look at her power is 2. His armor is 4, so defender better by 2. Says plus 0, so she's done 2 damage to General Gavin. I'll put a token down by his spot, and now we go the other way. So we're looking at General Gavin has an attack of 4 to her defense of 4, so attacker is better by 0. That better focus, there we go. Attacker better by 0 is a hit. So his power is 3 to her armor of 2, so attacker better by 1. He just needs to do 1 point of damage here. 1 plus 0, so he's done it. He's done 2 points of damage to her, and he's taken out Misty Corona, who will now drop her potato mashers and her fluffy cat. So those are now in that location. And I will just leave those with Zoe Burrow's items here. It's all together now. So this is what's going to happen now, though, is General Gavin feels more confident that they're not going, Krator is hopefully going down. So General Gavin is actually going to imprison Misty Corona. He's not going to kill her. He's going to imprison her, giving them some more valuable points towards the thing. So I'm just going to put Misty sideways, and she's at 3 wounds. So she's in prison. So her token is now in the prison here. Next combat is down here. We have Amanda Pierce versus Paragonia. So Amanda Pierce has the wits of 8 to Paragonia's wits of 2, so she's much faster. Her attack is 7 to Paragonia's. Now Paragonia, remember, she has the pugilist badge. She has the pugilist badge here, so her defense is equal to her honor, and even though her defense is 7, her honor is even better. Her honor is 9, so she now has a defense of 9. So it's attack. Defender is better by 2. Defender better by 2 is a miss. So Paragonia will attack back. She has an attack of 7 to Amanda Pierce's defense of 7. Attacker better by 0 is a hit. Now Amanda Pierce only has 2 wounds left, so this could be it for Amanda Pierce as well. So Amanda Pierce now, let's see, we have a power of 4 with 2 damage to a defense of 2, so attacker better by 2 is -2. Oh, Amanda Pierce just lucked out on that one. So there was no damage to Amanda Pierce, and she is not killed or imprisoned. And didn't take any damage either. Oh, actually, no, the Paragonia would have to receive the damage in order to give it the pugilist badge. And we come here for the final combat of the round, where I'll take Greymead, Winter Creek, and Krator. Greymead and Winter Creek are unscathed. Krator has 2 wounds out of 5. So in order of wits, we have Greymead with a 9. With the bonding, he gets +1. Then we have Krator with 6. And finally, we have Winter Creek with 1. So Greymead is attacking first. He has an attack of 3 to Krator's defense of 7. So defender is better by 4. Is not surprisingly a miss. Then we go into Krator, and I think Krator realizes that, not going to be taking out Winter Creek, but if he can take down Greymead, then Winter Creek's a lot less dangerous. So trying to hit Greymead. So he's attacking Greymead, has an attack of 8 to Greymead's defense of 7. So attacker is better by 1. Attacker is better by 1. Whoop, is a miss. And finally, Winter Creek versus Krator. So Winter Creek has an attack of 8 to Krator's 7. So that's at 9. So attacker is better by 2. Not that it makes a difference. It would have hit anyway, but good to remember to just get those things right. And so the power of Winter Creek, only 4 and 2 damage. Somehow I was expecting more. Versus the armor of 3 on Krator. So attacker better by 1. Attacker better by 1 is +0. 2 damage. So it doesn't kill Krator, but puts him to 4 wounds. He is 1 point away from death. No, you know what? That's let me pull that card back up again, because I was forgetting. So that's a 5 to a 3, better by 2. Still the same result there. Let me just double check though with the bonding. So it says +1 to all ratings except damage. So damage is not so, but it was very close. It was just needed 1 more point. If it was 1 more, he would have got the +1 damage and would have finished off Krator. So that is it for melee. We go on to adventuring. The only adventuring that's going on right now is Kit Carson trying to break into the black base. So Kit Carson is going to test the main gate, stealth of 7. He has a stealth of 7. So it's attacker better by 0. And it's a squeak. Just quickly consulting the rules, finding that squeak or better does get you in, so he does make it in. Barely, but he's in. Now, Kit Carson has the option of challenging the gate 1 more time, and he could just break this gate right here and now, and then could therefore, that could be one thing against the base, plus could be letting other people into the base. He's going to try and break this thing right now. So he's going to try and do this one, so attacker better by 0, and he's broken the gate. So the gate is now broken. I'll put a token on the broken. So this gate is now wide open, and Kit Carson is dismissed and goes to a black dome. So black domes are down here and over here. So does he want to run back in again? So this is where all the action is happening down here on the Boggy Hollow. All the black team is here. There's so much fighting going on down here. I think Kit Carson's needed down here, so he's going to come right over there, and he's going to see how he can lend his support in this area, as well as maybe taking some of these black tokens off the things here or adding more white tokens onto them. So I think that's his best place. So that was the one and only adventure we had this turn. So that is it for Team White. On to Team Black. So for the black team, the only free action they have available to them right now is Seven Eyes, using his ability to see what's going on in these domes here. Not the domes, the labyrinths. So we know the one here. There's nobody going over to this one. So it's really, and even with Marissa here, she could be solving it and then we don't know. It's kind of a waste. So we're going to just look down in the ancient labyrinth for Seven Eyes, and we see that it's an honor challenge of 6. Okay, so it's not out of the question. It's just not going to be an easy one. So that's their free action. So we're going to go on to the firing phase. In the firing phase, then Jerry is just going to take another shot at the Elven Archer because he's got nothing else he can do. Everybody else who can shoot is in domes, so there's no other shooting to be done. Even Amanda Pierce is occupied by Paragonia right now, so couldn't fire even if she wanted to. So let's go on to Jerry. Jerry firing at the Elven Archer again. So shoots her stealth of 9 versus his shoot skill of 4. So defender better by 5 is not even close, Jerry. Okay, so that's it for shooting. On to the movement phase. So for movement, I figured a couple of things here. One, we're going to be moving the Panther 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The Panther's going to come after them and maybe try and take out that Elven Archer. Now the Panther does have 3 wounds already, so Elven Archer might take it out with an op fire shot here. Okay, going in order of respect, moving down from here, Jerry Gillis is I think he's just going to stay where he is. He's just wants to use his things that he has, the guns and the knives and the things that he can fight with, just see what he can do to lay his claim here and try and defend his teammates. Private Sanchez and Seven Eyes are going to make it down to this labyrinth, so he's going to move 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he wants to be careful because he just doesn't want Paragonia coming back at him. But she's already tied up with Amanda Pierce, and we don't want Amanda Pierce getting loose. So Seven Eyes will go 1, 2, 3. He moves 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he's just going to come down there. These two want to try and make it to that ancient thing there. So they'll come together. A little bit of security in numbers idea. And Blackbeard wants to come over here to this one. So he's going to move 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over to here. Now Amanda Pierce could try and take down the graceful Elven Archer, leaving Marissa Ravenna exposed, or she could continue fighting Paragonia or support Krator. No, she's not going to make it over to Krator. Because if Amanda Pierce leaves here, there's nothing really to stop Paragonia from coming down from finishing off Private Sanchez. I think Amanda Pierce is the best chance to take down Paragonia. As difficult as that sounds, she's going to do that. And Krator is just going to try and put as much distance between him and these two as he can. The Lord of the Rings rewrite where Gollum rides in Treebeard's branches instead of the hobbits. So he moves 7. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and he can't move any more than that. Treebeard's going to be able to move 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, so he's not going to be able to catch up to him anymore. So Treebeard's going to have to rethink what they're doing. Almost had Krator, just not quite. Okay. Yeah, so that's it for their movement. Let's get on to the op fire. So for the op fire, the only one who can op fire here would be the Elven Archer, and she is going to shoot at the Black Panther as it comes charging in at them. So let's pull up the Black Panther here. The Black Panther only has 1 wound left. And the Graceful Elven Archer. So the Graceful Elven Archer has a bow skill of 6 versus the Panther's stealth of 6. So attacker's better by 0. Attacker better by 0 is a miss. That could have some serious consequences. So the Black Panther is now going to it. We've done our move off fire. Yeah, we're going to melee. We might as well do this melee while I've got these 2 in my hand. So wits. The Elven Archer one has a wits of 4 to the Panther's wits of 7. So the Panther's attack with a 7 to her defense of 8. So attacker is better by 1. Sorry, defender is better by 1. Defender better by 1 is still a hit. So defender, let's not peek yet. Defender better by 1, so the Panther has a power of 4 to the Archer's armor of 2. So it's an attacker better by 2 is plus 0, so the Panther has killed the Archer, and Marissa of Ravenna now has no more protection. Now the question is, I'll just quickly look this up, if the Panther, having killed the henchman, does the Panther leave? So in looking at the rules, now this isn't going to affect anything until the next round, but according to the rules it says that the things marked with a K, like the Panther, so where it has the K here indicates that if it kills or imprisons a character, then they are removed. Now, it specifically says it does not count if they kill a creature. Now, do the henchmen count as creatures? I would argue, well, they're not exactly creatures. They are still not characters. I mean, to me, the characters are the main characters here in the story. So I would argue, in my mind, the Panther's still around. It's at 1 wound. Marissa of Ravenna has to, well, she's going to run away from it next turn anyway and try and do her labyrinth challenge there. But I would argue that the Panther is still it's not removed from the game. If you think differently, then please leave me that message in the comments section and I will look into your rationale. The only other combat we have going here is Amanda Pierce versus Paragonia. So let's pull up my combatants, and remember that Paragonia has the Pugilist badge, so her defense is not 7, it's actually 9. And Amanda Pierce is fighting first with the wits of 8 versus the wits of 2. Her attack is 7 versus a 9, so defender is better by 2. Defender is better by 2 is a hit. So defender better by 2, power of 4 to a defense of 3, attacker better by 1. Attacker better by 1 is plus 1 damage, and that is their amaze card, so we are going to reshuffle their deck after this round today. I'm not going to do it right away. So it's plus 1 damage, so she's doing 3 damage to Paragonia, leaving her at 2 wounds. The card there. But now what's also interesting to note, just realizing now, is that the Pugilist badge is passed back now to Amanda Pierce because of the damage done to Paragonia. So this could actually be bad for her, because now Amanda Pierce's defense goes from a 7 to a 3. So Amanda Pierce is being attacked. Paragonia has an attack of 7 to now a defense of 3. So attacker better by 4. Attacker better by 4 is a hit. And Amanda Pierce only has 2 wounds left. So let's see what happens. So it's a power of 4 to an armor of 2. Attacker better by 2 is plus 0, 2 damage. So Amanda Pierce just sealed her own doom there. So let's just see. I'm just curious what would have happened before. So it was an attack of 7 to a defense of 7. So attacker better by 0. So it wouldn't have made a difference. She would have been hit either way. But yeah, it was just, let's see how that one worked out. So this means that Amanda Pierce is gone. And we are going to imprison her as well. We're just going to start the prison factory here. Paragonia the do-gooder did some good. And that is going to be it. There is no adventuring for the black team. There is no more combats. So that brings us to the end of round 10. Just 2 more games left. There'll be one. Sorry for the bad sound quality there. I'm not going to go back and redo all that. Hopefully that came out all right. But Mike was a little far away. So this is it now. So there's turn 11, turn 12, 2 more turns left. The team black, like I said, just has a strong secure on all of these labyrinths down here. It's just a case now if team white can start to pull back and get some labyrinth tokens, pull some of the black tokens out. They certainly have clinched now. They've got the black base, and I don't know the black team's going to have time to get back there and fix that. And they've got the combat one. So as it stands right now, black has got the Lith tribute. So they have the Lith point. White has the combat point. White has the base point. So of those 3, white's in the lead. But as for the bases, black has 3 of the bases to white's 1. So currently, right now, we're sitting at a black team of 4-3 lead. But like I said, there's still 2 more turns to go. Anything could happen. It's very close. We're also looking at the possibility of a victory of valor. So not the valor win. I'm talking about the glory win. The valor win is where you have a number of tokens on the board equal to the number of characters you started with. So if black had 8 of their tokens all over the board, then they can claim the glory win, and then the game ends immediately. White team might be going for they could go for the thing here where they can win by valor, by glory, and by glory that would mean that they have more than twice the number of unimprisoned living characters on the board than the black team. So they currently have 6 players, 2 of whom are wounded. The black team has 5 characters, 2 of whom are wounded, with 1 wound each. So if those 2 get knocked out, then they're down to 3, which means the white team only needs to take out the 2 wounded characters of Krator and Private Sanchez. If they just take out then Jerry, Seven Eyes, or Blackbeard, boom, they win instantly by a glory win for having by outnumbering in that regard. So there is some options here. There's some play that could happen. Certainly everybody seems to be gathering down here for a big confrontation. We'll see what happens. Join me again next time for turn 11 of the Duel of Ages II Battle Report. Once again, I'm Craig Thompson-Wood, your host on Teaching with Board Games, saying thanks for coming to the classroom.
Are you coming back to school with me?